Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. Fellas, it is a fantastic week. It's a great night. I've got the window open. The birds are chirping. I'm
Nice.
loaded up with some official Star Wars blue milk. I will have you know that this is the blue milk from Tatooine, from
Okay.
the New Hope. It's not the blue milk from the
Not
Last
the
Jedi.
It's
breast.
not the
Not the
Disney
breast
milk.
milk.
No. This is yeah. And just to show you, this is not kayfabe. This is real. This is real. I'm gonna pour one out right now. I usually don't indulge in the hard stuff at the start of the
Right.
show, but I'm gonna get this going here, and I'm
You're a
gonna give
braver
you
man than I. Yeah.
yeah good stuff here. All right, so you ready? Here we go.
Is it spicy?
The force is strong with that one. I picked this one up. This is a good indie comic, 7174 AD. It's
Nice.
these two fellas are they're like game developers or something like that. Anyways, it's kind of like dreamlike Paul Pope stories in a very scratchy style. I'm certainly going to pick up the second one and see where it goes. I've never heard of these people, but apparently they're well known in the video game world. So there's that.
Cool.
And then Aldous, back about a year ago, Aldous showed us this Wally Wood Eclipse series. I
Oh,
picked up
yeah.
all the Eclipse comics back in the 80s. Somehow I missed this. It probably sold out when it hit my LCS back in the 80s. So I've got issue 3, I've ordered issue 5. They're very pricey, so I'm going to pick them up one at a time. But greatly looking forward to having some color Wally Wood art. And as usual, Jupiter issue 2, I'm doing the inks on that one right now. It's in demand on Fund My Comic and Indiegogo. So go check that out if you haven't already. And I saw that Jackknife is in the chat. Jackknife, I'm going to weigh in tonight at 191. 191.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
not only did I not backslide this month, it's now bicycle weather. So Jackknife, stay tuned. I'm gonna do even better in May than I did in April and in March.
Nice.
So that's my update. And to those of you out there, cheers! Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Right now, there's 12 people live watching us. Thank you for spending your Friday with us. And this blue milk,
Oh,
it's pretty good. It's
yeah.
pretty good. It actually tastes like melted ice cream. It's very vanilla-y. So
They made it sweet.
go check it out. Go check it out. Craig, how was your week? Anything break at your house?
No, I had a very productive week. I don't know if everyone's tracking. Last episode, I announced that my books came from the printer.
Yeah.
So here is
Cleared Customs.
full screen. Yeah, it came from Florida, and I'll get this right eventually. There we go. So yeah, these came in. So far, I've fulfilled about 50%. So I've just got a little bit more to go this weekend. I don't want to spoil the story, but yeah, it's still available. I've only got, I think I counted again, about 10 copies of these left.
Okay.
But if I sell 5 more, I'm pulling these off. So if anybody is even interested in my floppies, really, you're at a last chance. Once I fulfill the other half of this campaign, I'm just going to pull them down because I only got 10 issues left anyway. Moving on to reading, I'm still reading through Rock and Roll Ninja by Matt Barr.
Oh, I've been hearing good things. Good things.
Yes, it's a phenomenal book. It really is. Like, he did an amazing. I mean, it's written by Dixon, you know, Richard C. Meyer, Dixon, and illustrated by Matt Barr. I mean, this thing is packed, nice and tight a story. Like, he did a really good job on this book. You know, nice tight pencils. So yeah, I'm digging that. And then what also came as well to complete my Absolute collection.
There you go.
Nice.
Absolute One Stormy Night. So yeah. And again, this is, you know, it's more of just sit back and enjoy. For those who don't want to read, you don't have to do any reading. So again, I dig this book. Really, really awesome. So yeah, those are my 2 books for this week. How was your week, Chris?
Dude, my week was busy, but that's okay because, well, first off, reading Gun Ghoul again because I really like it. And there's a Gun Ghoul one-shot coming out next month in June or whatever. If you guys have not read Gun Ghoul, it's pretty freaking awesome if you're a fan of like The Punisher, Ghost Rider. Like, it's you know, he's a dude with a skull and guns and he shoots people. Like,
What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's awesome. But working on Nano 13 issue number 2. Let's see. As far as issue number 1 goes, everything payment was sent to Critical Blast yesterday, and printing should have started today or Monday, and then fulfillment will start after that. And then I got my editor's notes back from Mark Polton today on issue 2 script, and I was able to skim through them before the show, but I got to go, do the detailed look and everything.
What's the page count from issue 1 to issue 2? Which each book?
It looks like it's going to be 48 pages. So issue 1 is 42 pages of story. It looks like issue 2 is going to end up being 48.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then Ron is working on the cover right now, and we're going to do a cool wraparound cover. So,
cool.
Pretty excited to see what he comes up with. Yeah. But Leon, welcome.
Thank you. Stoked to be here. Thank you. I'm not reading anything because I'm an American. We don't read. But I have had an awesome week in that, I spent the weekend actually away from making content because I was at an anime convention. So that was sick. Got to indulge in the convention life that I love so much. And then right after that was finished, Tuesday, went to the 45th anniversary re-release of one of my top 5 favorite films of all time, Ridley Scott's Alien, and let me tell you, just as amazing on the big screen as the first 10,000 watches I've done at home, with the caveat that the audio mixing is a bit off, and movies came out in 78, 79, probably weren't made for modern theater surround systems, but let's be real, it was still awesome. It was amazing. It absolutely holds up to this day. It started off with an interview, like before the film starts, there was a 10 to 15 minute interview of Fede Alvarez interviewing Ridley Scott, who's doing the new Alien film, and call me ridiculous, call me naive, but I'm actually excited for Alien Romulus. I think that, that there is actually hope for this film, and Fede Alvarez has never let us wrong. If you follow him for any of the movies he's done, the Evil Dead franchise is one of my all-time favorite franchises, and that's one of the only good remakes we've ever gotten was his remake of Evil Dead. So all in all, I'm stoked for Alien Romulus. Seeing the original Alien in theaters again was incredible, and the convention was fantastic, and I'm stoked to be here now. It's a great way to end the week.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Hopefully the Queen Alien isn't trans BIPOC.
Right.
Speaking of, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, for like jokes aside though, one of the things that has me absolutely sold, they're going back to practical effects. Like Fede Alvarez has said, it's all practical. I was like, that is what I want to hear.
Yes.
Way better. Way better.
Yeah. That's exciting, actually. Yeah.
So I heard that in the Alien, when they cut the alien, they're going to use this blue milk for the viscous acidic blood.
I guess funnily enough to relate to that. So did you guys know that McDonald's, like back in the 80s, I don't know, you guys may or may not know, they were sued because their milkshakes didn't actually contain any dairy product in them whatsoever. What the milkshakes were made of was the same like oozing drool blood stuff that made up the aliens, orifices and stuff. So just how to relate blue milk and sci-fi back to aliens, that's what those McDonald's milkshakes were made of, and that's why they couldn't call them milkshakes. There's no dairy in it. It was literal what they used for alien residue.
Their milkshakes bring all the xenomorphs to the yard.
The Friday nights can't be held responsible for the views of our guests with regards to the proprietary legal standings of any ingredients in any McDonald's items. All right, Craig, speaking of aliens, who's in the chat?
Yeah, for the sake of the show, we'll call it milk drink, though, I think. Yeah. So going all the way to the top, Austin, the chat is rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining us. Jackknife said it was weighing. Oh, I didn't. I tried to skip it. 212, Jackknife, gaining weight. I got to do something about that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say mine. I never write it down. It's 207.
Oh, you're still under me.
Well, shit, I'll do it as well since we're here. 134 because the carnivore diet is exactly what you want to be on. And I know Jason was on while we were talking backstage. Was on my very first live stream when I was 50 pounds heavier. Let me tell you, carnivore diet is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I love my steak too.
And Leon, we'll have you on a year from now, and you can verify that you're able to keep it off. Okay.
Oh, by a year from now, you better pounds, and someone could punch me and turn me to dust as if I was like Joe Biden or something.
Yeah, a year from now, you better be 34 pounds.
This is my secret. I chug this all day.
Yeah. Keep drinking that. I encourage you to drink as much of that as possible, Jason.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's going to help with your weights. But Vulcan says, hail Friday nights. Hail to you as well, Vulcan. Once again, Chris is in the chat. Yo! Scrolling through. Okay, I'll throw one more in there. Hail Satan. There you go. Let's see. Alex Moore is joining us.
What up, Alex? Nice to see you, brother.
Nice. K-pop's in the chat.
Always good to see K-pop.
Yes.
Always.
Scrolling. Our guest is in the chat. Yeah, guest is in the chat. Chat, Courts of Paradise, and we'll touch on his YouTube later on in the show. I highly encourage everyone to go over his YouTube. I watched a little bit of your content so far. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Thank you.
That's right. We're gonna touch you in the YouTube.
Ooh, be gentle, Daddy. It's been a while.
I'm gonna bastardize this. Daxonar0 says Blarg. Welcome as well.
What up, Dax? Appreciate you coming to support these guys. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And
I saw a Hojo in there.
is there a Hojo in there?
There was a Hojo. There was a
Hojo. I've got JJJJR.
Yep.
I call him QJ. Nice to see you, QJ. Appreciate you for showing up, brother.
Yeah, that's J Cube Jr.
Here you go. Here's Hojo sighting. Hojo in the chat. Now let's see how quickly I can get this thing.
Kids, that was Hojo doing a drive-by from the chat. Go check out Hojo and the Mythicals Machine, issues 1 and 2.
Yeah. Jonathan James Johnson. That's
Junior.
So
Junior, right?
I do. So JJJ, I do want you to stick around to where we talk about Seagull Boy, because you're uniquely qualified, given your initials, to tell us if he's a menace or not. So
bring me pictures of Seagull Boy.
Speaking of Seagull Boy, you want to jump into the topics? Or?
I think we got everybody in the chat. Let's hit up the topics. Let's see. I have been in a news blackout this week. What is our first topic?
So every week, Friday nights, as you know, 9 p.m. Eastern, we come to you with 3 topics and 1 guest. A copy coming off for this week because I got ridiculed a lot for my Canadian internet and I was using Guardian. So Jason took the lead and he clipped 3 articles from United
Actually, it was Chris. It was Chris.
Was it Chris?
Yeah, it was Chris.
Nice.
So Chris came through this week with all 3 because I was in a news blackout.
Oh, thank you, Chris. My bad. But this one comes from UPI is all 3 articles too. 9-year-old Seagull Boy takes the top spot in European screeching contest. So they held this contest. This boy from England, he says that while he was out on the beach, a seagull came at him and bit him. He's actually fearful of seagulls, eats his lunch inside a tent at the beach. But much like Spider-Man got his superpowers from a radioactive spider, he claims he got his powers from a seagull at the beach. And from there, has learned how to mimic and sound like seagulls and managed to win first prize.
So hold on a second.
I thought this was just the audition. So I thought this was just the audition for Matt Walsh's live-action Netflix version of Johnny the Walrus. Like this is gonna be a side character or something.
It'd be perfect.
So help me out, Chris. Screeching contest in Europe is. I know in America, our screeching contests, those are on campuses, right?
Yeah. In Europe, it's running away from migrants.
Okay. Right. So Craig, how often do they hold? Is this an annual event, the screeching contest? Tell me more.
In Canada, it's in our parliaments, our politicians. They screech on the internet all day long.
Yeah, to be fair, you guys have those geese, those Canadian geese, and that's far worse than a seagull, dude. Canadian geese are like horror movie monsters.
Dude, they come down here to Texas during the winter, and we have to deal with your stupid illegal immigrant geese.
Is that why the population always gets a little thinner every year?
Canadians themselves, so
that's fair. They poop everywhere. They ruin golf courses.
I don't want to hear about it. This dude shits everywhere. Like it's constantly walking around the house with towel or whatever just to make sure you clean up after your bird.
Yeah.
You can't train them to go outside. Like they're not like a dog. So
Yeah. May not come back.
Maybe
Yeah.
you should get a seagull.
Hmm.
No, I used to live on the Gulf Coast. I hate seagulls. Like I really hate them.
Well, what's interesting enough is they're another shining example of an animal that sort of became domesticated because of humans. Like they sort of migrated as we migrated through cities, and they're absolutely completely dependent on us. If they had to go back to nature, I don't think they would know what to do. Right?
Yeah, I was actually watching this show like a long time ago, and it was like one of those like, what if humans disappeared off the face of the earth or whatever? And they were talking about how like the seagull population would explode because of all of the rot initially, and then it would just collapse like down to abysmal numbers. So I don't know, maybe we should all just leave and let seagulls have the planet.
I don't know. Why don't we let Canada be the trial run? Let's just let all of Canada go away and see if the seagulls just go there and stay there.
There you go. There you go.
So Leon, you're not a comic book guy per se. So you've got fresh eyes.
I'm a massive comic book guy. I love comic books. So, that's why I had you on my show. I love comic books. I just I don't read anything modern for very obvious reasons. Minus indie comics. So I still pick up indie comics from time to time.
Nice.
Thanks for reminding me. So you are uniquely qualified to bring your perspective to this show. What additional powers besides the screech? What additional powers would Seagull Boy have?
The ability to snatch French fries from unsuspecting villains or civilians at any given moment. Just come in like a ninja. Just boom, no more McDonald's fries for you.
Yeah.
Craig, instead of shooting out web fluid, what would Seagull Boy be shooting out?
Obviously, fecal matter, right? Never fly over it.
Have you ever like fed them rice? You're not supposed to.
I thought that was pigeons.
Yeah, they'll like puff up real big and then just die. But I, like maybe he's got paddle feet. He's got webbed toes. He can. So those of you who don't know, I used to work on fishing boats on the Gulf Coast when I was a teenager. And there's a bird called the frigate bird. And they're huge. They look like pterodactyls. They're very scary. They mean mug you. They'll hang out on oil rigs and stuff. And they eat seagulls. And I have seen frigate birds out on the Gulf attack and just murder seagulls. And the craziest thing, well, I don't know if this is the craziest thing I ever saw offshore, but this is pretty close. A frigate bird knocked a seagull out of the water, out of the air. It smacks the water. A shark came up, was gonna get it, and the frigate bird beat the ever-living hell out of the shark and took that seagull.
I think you just found this guy's ultra nemesis, the frigate. Like
That's pretty cool.
The flaming frigate and shark man.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yes, we got a comic book. We got a 5-figure comic book waiting right there.
So following the Lee Ditko formula, Seagull Boy has made his presence known on television, and he's kind of a celebrity. Leon, what's he gonna what petty crime is he not going to interfere with? Because he's too cool and he's famous. What is he going to stop from happening that's going to have repercussions that are going to make him realize that with great screech becomes great responsibility?
He's going to try and stop 7th graders from smoking weed behind the schoolhouse, but he goes too far and he screeches at one of them until they go deaf, and that's how it starts.
Guys, write that down.
Nice.
Craig, did you do any further research? Does Seagull Boy have an Uncle Ben?
Yeah, it's the guy that does the rice. You're not supposed to feed him rice, so
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So would Seagull Boy have a seagull mobile, or would it be a seagull copter?
I think a seagull copter.
Seagull copter.
Or seagull paddle boat.
because he's eco-friendly. Oh,
Yes.
Seagull paddle boat. Fantastic.
But this is one of our more lighthearted stories. Like I said,
Yeah.
this one's a nice one for a change.
Well,
So,
things
Leon-
are going well in Europe, apparently.
Leon, regarding real life superheroes, who would win in a fight? Phoenix Jones or Seagull Boy?
I mean, you really can't underestimate Seagull Boy. I'm looking at his photo and I see death in not 2 but all 4 of his eyes. So
Oh man, this guy.
Oh, hey.
Somebody needs to put him in a book. He's got to go in a book.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
oh, looks
not
like
gonna
Sexy
do it.
Sonia's here. Love seeing you, girly.
Booyah.
I can say that. My uncle's sexist. Like,
Nice. All right. Seagulls are terrifying. They used to dive bomb me down to the shore and steal my boardwalk fries. Yeah, that's what seagulls
Yeah.
do.
So here's my pitch. Instead of the bat signal, the police commissioner goes to a lighthouse.
I was gonna say,
and shoots up the seagull signal.
I think instead of a visual signal, it has to be the screecher.
Local.
It's
Right.
got like a
Like a
air
bullhorn.
raid siren.
No, because then you're like, it's Wednesday, 1:00. That's not. That's just they're just testing the emergency.
Dude, we're trying to
system.
stop crime here. We ain't got time
I
for
want to
that.
take on a young fat ward, the adolescent albatross. Like,
Ah, yes.
All right, so we will be keeping an eye on Seagull Boy and wait, JJJ. Tell us, JJ Jr., is Seagull Boy a hero or a menace? Let us know in the chat. We're waiting for you to weigh in.
Is his
No pressure.
girlfriend? Is his girlfriend Pinky Pelican?
Felicia Flamingo. A bit of a love triangle.
Oh man, another crazy story. Working on fishing boats.
Yeah,
One
I'm
of my
thinking crows. You got
one
to
of
put
the-
crows in there.
Yeah, there you go. One of my customers literally just reached out and grabbed a pelican and brought it on board one time. Just
Oh, yeah.
was like,
Put it in a
"Hey
headlock.
guys," I was like, "Holy crap!" My captain
Penny
was like,
Peacock
"What are
is
you
good."
doing? All right, what's next?
All right. Oh wait, JJ did weigh in.
Oh,
Why is my
I don't think he gets the reference because you got the same initials as J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, who's always trying to
Come
think
on.
Spider-Man.
He's a menace. He's a menace. All right,
Oh,
let
I
us
love
know.
you, Jay.
Let us know. Otherwise, Seagull Boy, we're gonna keep our eyes on you.
Yes.
This is
All
my
right.
favorite one.
Craig,
So
what's the next story?
Our next article as well. Thank you, Chris, for coming up with these. You saved me this week. Active volcano in Antarctica spews tiny crystal chips worth of gold worth $6,000 a day. They're discovering this thing, so they're already starting to work on. There's got to be some way to harness the wealth of this volcano that's spewing liquid wealth.
So that's
One of the Kardashian sisters about to marry this volcano. I can already see it. Like,
so that's like what, like 3 ounces a day, somewhere around there.
But every day.
Well, here's the thing: is all right, guys. Atlantis hid repositories all over the world chronicling their history. Okay, and supposedly they did have a golden city. I just made that up, but supposedly they
Seagull,
did.
spelled S-E-A.
So possibly this volcano
Thank you, Mad Root. That was a good joke.
is regurgitating remnants of Atlantis. I know Vulcan really wanted me to bring it back to Atlantis, so I brought it. And there he goes. Atlantis, finally.
So what's your thoughts on this, Jason? Is it worth harnessing, investigating?
I want to know. It can't be fusion. It can't be fusion. So there's got to be a vein down there of gold, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be. So my initial reaction was, we never get volcanoes of like fudge, and we never get volcanoes of milk and honey. It's always
Or
cold
blue milk and honey.
or blue milk and honey.
Right.
And then the other thing I said to myself is, this has got to be a prog rock album, right? Like, I mean, this is just
The lost Genesis track that nobody heard.
yeah,
Yeah.
gold volcano with myths of crystal gold or something like that. Just
Yeah.
that was my reaction. Yeah. But it might explain why the penguins all have tuxedos.
I just want to see any volcano because Antarctica is like cold, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. We all
That's
agree.
kind of what it's known for, yeah.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever like been in a place so cold that like you take your cup of coffee and throw it up in the air and it instantly freezes.
Mhm.
I want to see that with lava. Like how does that work? I bet it's neat, I don't think the lava just freezes instantly, but I bet it's really cool. Guys, let's build a wooden ship and take an expedition.
Mhm. Well, $6,000 of gold a day. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's do it.
I mean, I'm afraid of water, and even I would take that. I was like, yeah, I can for $6K a day. I think I can get over my fear of water pretty damn quick. Like,
Yeah.
We just got to get like a big fan to get the wind all blowing in one direction so that all the flakes settle in one line, and then we can just start scooping it up.
Yeah, right now all the flakes are settled in the college campuses.
But I got an idea. Here, hold on a second. So we take the gold dust to build
Snorting.
the generators to harness the volcanic gases to run Bitcoin mining. And then we take the money from the Bitcoin mining to figure out a way to capture the gold flakes. And then we take the money from the gold flakes to do more Bitcoin mining.
See where you're going.
Man, you have a
are you
future
turning
in
it up right
Enron.
now? Is that why you've got the sunglasses on and whatnot? You're in disguise, like.
Dude,
What a
that's
Ponzi
one.
scheme you running
Remember, Jason regularly goes into witness protection. 2, he's bringing back Enron, folks.
You can have Elon Musk money in a year or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we could just get the volcano to spew Bitcoin.
Mm.
That's how it works.
I want some poor sap that goes to the other side. Yeah, but I'm at the North Pole and we have an Ethereum volcano. Like,
Jason, I have a question.
Yes.
If we take this expedition on our wooden ship that we're going to build,
Yes, Shackley.
and we harvest this gold, can Jupiter 2 or possibly 3, we'll give you some time, have actual gold Jupiter coins?
Yeah, let's do that.
You heard
Let's
it
do
here,
that.
folks.
Nice.
that's a pretty communist idea, just spreading the wealth like that, just giving people real gold.
Oh, no, they got to pay for it.
Yeah,
Okay, so Jupiter 3 is going to be like $600 a book. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
you know how
There'd be a
You're going to
there'd be a
beat out
gold
Andrew
tier.
Tate with that $100
Yeah, there's a
comic book.
gold
You're like,
tier.
no, hold my beer, Tate. Like,
All right, what do we got next?
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Topic 3 is an alligator wanders onto
Oh, yeah.
Air Force Base and then blocks the plane. So it brought an entire U.S. Air Force Base in Florida to a halt until they could bring out wildlife experts to go out there and wrangle up this alligator. So it's yet another example of gators, basically an invasive species, further pushing their way into the remainder of Florida.
Leon,
this is like Florida's Tiananmen Square event. Like,
Look at this photo of Lard Force 1 trying to wrangle this alligator.
all security guards look like that. So, Leon, where does an alligator take a nap?
okay, wait, is this a setup for a joke?
Where does
I
an
got
alligator take a
nothing.
nap? Wherever it damn wants to. That's where it takes a nap.
Okay, that's true.
That is true. That is so we have going on here in my humble town of Waco, Texas, with no dark history at all. We have had an alligator in the river. It started off about 2 feet long, and it was spotted next to one of the parks. And this year, I just saw on the news not even a week ago that the thing has had children, and now there are 7 alligators in our river. Now, first cold winter we have, that thing is done. But we had a mild winter this year, so it survived.
You
I
fellas
don't know, man, I've
remember
been
that?
to Texas a lot. I've never experienced a cold winter in Texas. Maybe I'm lucky for that. That's why it's my favorite state. But I've never experienced a cold winter in Texas.
We had the snowpocalypse in 21. That was pretty miserable. I didn't like it. I didn't like it
Wait,
at all.
what's a cold winter to you? Because I live in the damn Midwest, so I'm curious.
See, well, I spent 3 years in Missouri at Fort Leonard Wood, and that was the first time I like seriously experienced below zero, and I was like, this is freaking awful.
That's where I'm at, is Missouri. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've been to Fort Leonard Wood many a time. I drove through there to go to the convention I went to.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yes. It's it's a place, Fort Lost in the Woods. And but here I would say anything below 50 degrees.
Fuck you. And okay, so Courtney's fellowship, Colorado is cold, but it's such a, like, people say, oh, but it's a dry heat. No, Colorado's a dry cold. Like, I love Colorado cold because Colorado cold, you can have 3 feet of snow and wear a t-shirt and you're fine. It's not the same as in the Midwest where you're like, there's all this moisture in the air and it could be like 55 degrees and you're like, am I in Boston? Like,
Seagull Boy's cape doesn't work when it's 20 degrees below zero, and in Minnesota it gets to be 20 degrees below zero.
Yeah, you guys.
That's what they should have got to wrangle this alligator is Seagull Boy. He could have taken care of this in an instant.
But for all of you that make fun of us for not being able to handle the cold here in Texas, enjoy our summers because y'all would die.
Dude, I love a Texas summer. Like again, if it was 90 degrees all year round, I would be such a happy camper.
Oh man, it's like 105 regular. Like that's a normal summer.
Yeah.
I think the hottest I've ever experienced here was like 116, and that I was like, you like go outside and you're like, oh, I'm on fire. This is great.
So this story made the news largely because it was on an Air Force base, right? And that's big news because it affects military readiness. But we've got an investigative report about some things that they're not telling us about these alligators in the road, alligators.
These alligator allegations.
Alligator 51.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, continue.
It's another Friday night's exclusive.
That's right. So this one's called Gators, and John Cougar Freud Corndog Mellencamp, his ears perked up when he heard we'd be talking about gators tonight. Next slide. All right, so there are some states where they have alligator crossings, and because it is so dangerous. I mean, these things move slow. They are heavy. You do not want to hit.
Is this a bit? Or are you being serious? I can't tell.
This is a Friday night's investigation.
This is a Friday. Listen, we have.
Okay, alligator crossing sounds like something could be real, so I couldn't tell if it was a bit or not. Like
we have the most investigatory reporterizing in the business.
Sometimes you do get the odd alligator. It's a little ornery and doesn't follow the crossing, and then we have to.
Alligators is ornery.
The jaywalking alligator.
So alligator. I mean, obviously, alligators are obstructing traffic. It's a nuisance, but it's also dangerous. It can affect history. It's been happening for quite a while. Craig, next slide. Alligators on the railroad tracks, additionally dangerous, simply because you've got such a short reaction time. Many times when there's a train derailment, it is because of alligators on the tracks.
This is a real photo.
A real photo. Yeah.
I've actually eaten alligator. I don't know if I mentioned that.
So have I. It's actually one of my favorite meats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I used to work at a restaurant that served alligator, and yeah, it's fantastic.
There's been many incidents in history where the trajectory of history was affected by alligators. Next slide. When Napoleon was trying to cross the Alps into Italy, the French Republic, the army,
Uh,
The army of the French Republic was stalled in the Alps because of alligators. Leon, is this the best painting you've seen of Napoleon as a young man?
I didn't have alligators on my bingo card this year, but I'm stoked. I'm here for it. Let's go.
What's funny is that you went with that, even though Napoleon went to the Nile where there's crocodiles. But all right,
I actually thought this was Paul
how many
Revere.
fingers
The
does
alligators
that
are coming.
alligator
The
have?
redcoats are coming. But
That's
Hey, 19th century painters, they worked with what they had, which was, they didn't always have the best anatomical drawings. So, but this is John Louis David painted this. It's Napoleon crossing the Alps over the backs of the alligators. Craig, you're a fan. You're a fan of Hannibal. Did Hannibal encounter alligators?
in
When
the
he crossed the
mountains.
Yeah.
Well, if he did, he had the elephants with him. So elephants can take care of alligators, no problem. I think.
is that true?
Yeah.
I've never seen an elephant and an alligator get into a fight. People would pay good money. What do you guys think?
I think Seagull Boy.
Atlantean crocodiles. I like digital aboriginal. I love you, bro. Love ya.
He's got the right idea. Oh, sorry.
I don't know about elephants versus alligators, but I know that just anyone that comes across Hannibal they lose. He's like the greatest tactician in history. No alligator's going to stop Hannibal. Like,
Yep. And he would have won too if Carthage had just given him the reinforcements he asked for.
Yep.
Alligator? You mean a lot lizard? Nah, out of here. Like,
So this isn't the first time that history was altered. History was changed. History was influenced by alligators, just kind of like lounging, being lounge lizards. Craig, next slide. It was a very sad day in November of 1963. An alligator, and
I'm waiting for who's going to make the joke
you can do
first.
it.
Go ahead. Finish, please.
Do we finally know what was in the grassy knoll?
when Trump said, "I cannot declassify the JFK files," you now know why.
Now your shades make sense. You're a Fed.
Yep. We've all known that Jason's a Fed. He was.
So I'm not saying that the alligator did it, but the alligator slowed down the motorcade long enough for the real wet work to happen. Craig, is this something they did not teach you in history?
No, I have no doubt that the alligators and the lizard people would definitely be conspiring together for sure.
The lizard people. Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Leon, does this connect the dots for you to just the things begin to make more sense now?
See, it's pretty amazing because I've always thought that it was squirrels, but I could never connect the dots. And I was like, oh, I had the genus wrong. It was never a mammal. It was the reptiles all along. Damn it. Okay, so there were my squirrels killed JFK theory.
Big thanks to our field photographer Jimmy Olsen for grabbing these shots way back then.
Back when gingers could still get a job before they were an endangered species.
All right, next slide. All right, no. So, do you think this is something that they covered up, or you think this is like fear factor? Like, what are your thoughts?
This looks like the fall of the USSR. I mean, they always came out like, at the Olympics, just ready to crush America. And look at that, the American alligator prevented the USSR from winning that race, thus the collapse.
Yeah, I remember years ago when Usain Bolt won all those gold medals, and as he was finishing the race, I was like, there's one less guy running. I remember a sixth runner. Must have been what happened. The gator got him.
Yep.
Craig, would a gator on the track and field make you run faster?
It would if it was nipping at my heels for sure.
You know they can run 20 miles an hour, right?
Dude,
short
Gators are
distances,
fast.
yeah.
You're supposed to like zigzag technique it when you run away
Yes.
from them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But they can only go in short bursts. So, I mean, but
That'd be
20
a
miles an
mighty
hour?
testament, Prince, though. Just be like, that's how you become the real Batman. Like, no, I'm not gonna lift weights all day. I'm gonna make sure I can outrun Gators. Like,
yeah, there you go. There
if you
go.
could do
Start a
that every
training
day
regimen.
for a year, exactly. That's your training regimen.
Remember in Rocky when Burgess Meredith had Rocky chase the chicken around the yard?
Yeah,
Same principle.
yeah, except for the alligator chases you.
That's right. You do notice that the that middle track, there's not a runner.
Right.
That's well,
You think the runner walked away and said, "I ain't. You gotta be.
I don't know. I think
I think there was a runner. He's just a Kenyan, so he's already out of the frame by the time the photo was taken. Like he just sped off.
I was gonna say that he thought he was in first place, and well, technically he's still ahead.
All right. So the story made news because of the Air Force, right? Because it's a threat to national security, military readiness. But this is affecting crime fighting. This because you saw in one instance, police resources were tied up doing the alligator crossing, but the alligators are actively getting in the way of the pursuit of justice. Craig, next slide. There you go.
I remember this happening on the day it happened.
This is one of those ornery alligators you were talking about earlier that don't use the correct alligator crossing.
That's right.
Yeah. It's true. That's called a callback, folks.
All right, so I think that I think our work is done. I think we've brought to the attention of the American people the pernicious threat of alligators, and we've established there's a historical trend. We've established that they're preventing good citizens from doing the good work of crime fighting, and we hope that this carries forward and affects some change.
Guys, chat. I have an idea, and I'm not going to run it by the panel.
And he's not high tonight.
Right. I'm not high tonight. So there's that. But if there is a story you want us to cover, you guys should tag us, post it on Twitter, and then we'll narrow it down to our top 3.
So I kind of I threw a bonus story together for us. I didn't know if we would need some extra content or not. I apologize to everyone in advance if I'm boring you with news from Canada. This entire story transpired in the span of 13 hours, and literally I just put it together before the show started. So if you didn't know already, I say it a lot. I was in the Canadian Armed Forces for 26 years. Make of that what you will. I'm no longer in.
It's like being in the Boy Scouts.
Oh,
I saw this earlier.
What the hell? What the hell? I thought this was a joke.
No, so the Canadian Army, they announced that they had a new logo. They didn't put any perspective or content to it, and basically there you have on the left is what is the traditional coat of arms for the Canadian Armed Forces, and then
which
on the
is
right,
also pretty gay, just so you know. Like, let's be real, that's a pretty fucking gay logo as it is, but it's still better than what you guys got now. So continue.
So they put this out today, this 8-bit Minecraft image, and of course it got blasted all over Twitter. It's absolutely became ridicule. It only took 13 hours for the entire span of the story, so I'll show a few incidents that came over the past 13 hours.
I just want to point something out.
Yeah.
If you want your logo to be camouflaged, just don't have a logo.
Okay.
Right?
So,
I love it. To me, it invokes, sorry, Canada, your nuclear arms are in another castle. Like,
so what I'm seeing here is, and I know I talk about Atlantis a lot, but what about the other lost continents, Lemuria and Mu, or Mu, or whatever how you pronounce it, Mu, and the remnants of the continent of Mu came over to South America and built the South American pyramids, and that's what I'm seeing here. So here's what I'm thinking. Because it's believed that the lizard people were actually originally from Mu before they went underground after the destruction of their continent. So I'm thinking that this is definitive now that the lizard people have taken over Canada. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. This is the truth.
And they have no graphic design expertise whatsoever.
And in the land of Moo, the cows would
That's
have
right.
blue milk, right?
That's
Well,
right.
I think it all makes sense because I was reading the ancient scrolls, and Trudeau does Trudeau does mean in ancient Latin scaled leader. So
right.
So-
Actually, I thought it meant that he was like a true female deer, but
So I'll bring up some more images that were brought up.
fantastic.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
I like the logo is so useless though that it kind of makes Canada's army make sense. Like, hey, we're here. We also participated in World War II. Remember?
It's embarrassing. It's
They're
absolutely
using their
embarrassing.
lizard brain, folks. It's not creative.
But why not?
Speaking of milk, right?
Why not just do the maple? I mean, if you want to go with the camouflage pixelization, why not just do the maple leaf? I just don't get it.
All the AI art, photos that we just looked through were all better than what Canada just gave us as their new logo. Like,
Thank you.
Canada couldn't even get on ChatGPT and be like, "Hey, make us an army logo."
Dude. These guys. And come on, man. Digicam, like, didn't we prove that doesn't work like years ago?
Well,
Canada was like,
we tried to own we were all proud of that patent. Like when we designed it, it was ours. We owned it. And then Marpat, they wanted it, and they asked for like 300,000 uniforms in a month or something. And we were like, we can't produce that in a million years. And then you guys just gave us a check and then told us to go away.
Did you say 300,000 uniforms?
Something like that. Yeah, they put in
You
a
guys
crazy
even have
order.
that many men that don't identify as women in Canada left? Like,
the uniform is androgynous.
So
I like the new logo.
This is funny actually. So polling Canada, or legitimate polling site, they did this. Here's our new logo.
Perfect.
And then after 13 hours of sustained ridicule, I think this is the last one. Here's the we have not changed our logo.
Oh.
And this was like an hour before the show started. They put
This is
up.
almost as good as the American Navy officer that posted the picture of him firing the weapon with the scope on backwards.
Mhm.
I think the caps were on. He was chicken winging or whatever. And like that brass did not make any sense at all. He was in the full auto. The switch was in full auto, which is, like, come on. No one ever uses that. And it was ridiculous.
Spray and pray, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was my extra contribution. Again, like I said, the story's only 13 hours.
I'm glad they changed it back to the original logo because it reminds me of one of those symbols for a made-up gender. So,
what's troubling to me is how many days did it take the focus group graphic design team to come up with that?
They milked
2
it for
years.
months. Yeah, for sure.
How many?
And
they
then
had
probably a
meetings?
week before it was due, they 2
Dude,
days before.
It's
that's what
the
they came up with.
military. Like, they do the craziest. I remember one time they were like, "Hey guys, we got to go to the motor pool and we have to make sure that these Humvees are have this EPA compliant stuff, and all the ones that aren't, like, don't have it, they got to be marked or whatever to be upgraded and everything." And by the time we got the orders to do that, the EPA rule had already been struck down by the Supreme Court like 6 months prior. And so there was no point.
Can we just get back to killing the bad guys?
Yeah.
Can we just do that?
Well, can we finally
No.
not the
find who
bad
the
guys,
bad
at
guys
least the
are?
brown guys. Like, pick one, but kill someone. Like,
Yeah. Let's not cheer for the bad guys. Can we start
Yeah,
there?
Right?
let's do that. Let's not raise the bad guys flag. Let's do that.
dude, we're talking about Canada, though. To be fair, like, if anyone's gonna raise the bad guy flag first, it's gonna be them or like Stanford University. So,
So digital aboriginal coined my favorite phrase that just completely crystallizes the modernity, the college life in the era of modernity. Me search. I'm gonna go do some me search.
Some me search.
Wonderful.
Some me search.
So
Leon,
yeah,
tell
What's
us
up?
about your channel.
I'll pull
Give
it up
me
here.
one moment here. I'm actually clocking out of work right now.
Booyah.
Oh, if
Guys,
you wanna
he's
just throw
on
a-
the clock.
we don't
and-
pay you, Leon. You don't
I
have
can
to.
tell you what. How about we throw
No,
up?
I know. That's why I need to work elsewhere. That's why I need to do something for financial sustenance because I don't get paid to be here.
So I'll throw up a.
All right,
quick-
I'm back. What do we got?
I was just gonna throw up a quick trailer for Chris's book, and we'll jump to your show then.
Woo, yeah, let's do
Nano
that.
13. How's Nano 13 doing there, by the way, Chris?
Dude, it's doing pretty good. We've kind of slowed down. I haven't been tweeting out this stuff that much already because we're getting ready to we're going to launch the sign up for issue number 2, and then I'll start bringing my focus back to getting backwards on number 1.
Awesome. So for anyone who hasn't caught it already, here's the quick trailer. It's about 1 minute 14 seconds for Chris's book, Nano 13.
That was sick, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. That was awesome. Like that's an indie comic trailer that's like I want to pound some shots and arm wrestle like Arnold Schwarzenegger too. Like there was this one dude who had this really lame commercial. It was like this hourglass with a house over and over, and it gave me an existential crisis.
Man, Jason.
I'm
sent
screwing
that
you,
to
Jason.
me.
I told
Jason sent that to me when I was on
Oh,
mushrooms.
yeah.
We lost him.
We lost Leon.
No, he clocked out.
Eric, I'll bring him back.
no, I'm screwing. Jason knows I love that trailer. The moment I watched it the first time, I texted him, was like, "That was really trippy."
Yeah, like I said, Jason sent me that one time while I was on mushrooms, and I'm sure somewhere in our chat there's the audio of my response.
Oh, that's great.
So over here we have Words of Paradise. That's your channel, and yeah.
Oh yeah. There it is. I didn't expect to be brought on screen. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic, 3.5 thousand subscribers. So anyone watching, please go over to Words of Paradise and subscribe. I don't know if you want to talk through some of your content. It's totally up to you. It's your time. So
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of I don't want to say it's the same. Like I don't like being called anti-woke or anything like that. I mean, that is, I guess, technically what a lot of the content revolves around. But as somebody like grew up as a hardcore nerd back when it wasn't cool to be a nerd, like shoved in lockers and things like that, it's like, man, I'm really proud, happy to be a nerd. I'm surrounded by thousands of dollars worth of nerdy, subculture that I've been paying for as long as I've had a job since I was 16. And seeing the destruction of it was really bothering me. But by the same token, I never really, this is my third attempt at a channel. I had one that didn't really go anywhere, and I had a second one that was starting to go somewhere. Then all my stuff was, my equipment was stolen. My house got broken into. And so I took several years off YouTube, and eventually just something kicked me into gear. Actually, I know what kicked me into gear was my wife left me. And so I was like, you know what? I need some sort of creative outlet to just get my mind out the fact that I'm getting divorced. And World of Warcraft and YouTube was like, all right, let's do this. And I want to cover nerdy news, positive or negative. There's a lot of positive stuff in there as well, like the Deadpool trailer. Positive stuff doesn't perform very well on YouTube, but I'm A-okay with that because, you can't spend all your time being bitter and negative. But yeah, I just cover sort of whatever news topic in the nerd sphere that I find particularly interesting. Like and then just give my thoughts on it.
I'm really glad that you started a YouTube channel and didn't go into porn.
that was an option. Like I was saying, like OnlyFans or YouTube. It could have gone either way. So
that's right. This goes out to all the divorcees.
Mm-hmm. I'm one as well.
I'm drinking.
But yes, you put a new video every day. Do 20 minutes.
For the most part, yeah. Like that. It's the idea is to do usually one video a day, at least one video a day. Sometimes 2 videos, and sometimes 2 in a short. Except Monday. Monday, I dedicate only to my my panel show that very similar to this one, in that I don't want the algorithm to screw with my live streams. I want to be able to showcase the folks that I'm streaming with and whatnot. So I don't put out videos on Mondays. There's times I take off, going to the anime convention. I didn't upload any videos, and it pissed YouTube off because that's how the algorithm works. But yeah, usually it's one video, at least one video a day. I'll be once we get done with the stream, first thing I'll be doing is recording, because then I have a live stream tonight as well. So
nice.
Yeah, I stream every Friday night, or really early Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the US, just because it's the stuff that I wouldn't normally cover on my just daily videos, or more just a chance to hang out with the chat in a late night fashion. I just hang out, have a drink, talk with the chat, go over some stories, have some laughs, and then the last hour of the show, for members that are on my Discord, they'll send me things to react to, and I spend the last hour reacting to whether it be music or comedy bits or political videos, just basically whatever they send me. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Yeah. I dig that.
I like it.
I think you're muted, Jason. Are you?
Sorry about that. I take it as a point of honor, Leon, that I was on your debut premiere episode. I always feel proud of that. Feel proud of that.
You should actually feel even higher than that, in that you kind of inspired me to start the show, because I got your email, and at the time I was only doing videos, and I got the email from you, and you were like, "Hey, I'd love to come on your show and talk about my comic book." I'm like, "Oh my God, somebody wants to come on my show. I need to start a show," because I didn't have one. I was only doing videos. So the whole reason I even started live streaming was because of you, actually, Jason. I don't know if I ever told you that or not, but
I'm double honored. So thank you. It was good. That's how I met.
No, thank you for getting me to kick my ass into gear and do it. So
that's how I met Cassie. So it's been great. It's been great working with you. It's been great watching you grow. You had one short that hit, was it 20,000 views, or it was. Wow. One of your shorts just exploded.
Yeah, I had a couple that did. My biggest one actually hit 56,000, and it was mind blowing. I've not been able to replicate that since. I've had a video, actually one of my recent videos in the last month or two, was my first to crack 10,000, and then it ended up going over 20,000. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I cannot get used to this because it is a one-off,
I can say for sure, if you put something that's current pop culture in there, it's going to blow up. So I had one that did 11,000. It was the John Cougar Mellencamp there cursing off the audience.
Yep.
But 3 days after it was in there, I created a short and threw it on, and that hit 11,000. So if you hit something that people are searching the hell out of in YouTube, guaranteed you're going to strike.
But guys, regulars of our show know that our best short is the one about whale dicks.
I want some context. I love hearing about mammalian cock.
Disavow. Actually, Greg, do you want to pull it up? Do you want to pull?
Yeah. Just pull it up because it's great.
It'd be really meta if we
okay
play it on the show. And then you can cut a short of us watching the short.
Of the whale dick short. Okay.
Whale dicks are not short. It's fantastic. It's my favorite one. Everybody at my job was just cracking up over that one. I show them all the shorts.
You'll learn to read.
See, I don't make a lot of shorts just because I'm worried that the people that watch them won't come watch the long form stuff. So I'm always up in the air on whether I should make a short every now and again. And plus, I don't know how you guys do them, but for me, shorts take 30 minutes to an hour in terms of recording. And is it worth an hour of my time? It takes me longer to edit shorts than one of my regular videos.
Yeah. So I'll play this one quick, and then I can talk through my process of how I do shorts.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is
geez.
one.
No,
oh my goodness! Come on, I don't want that.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Stop it!
I don't know. This one too comes from the Guardian. humpback sex draft for the very first time ever.
Finally.
But both whales turned out to be male. I kind of joked with about Alex Jones and, is what's getting in the water getting in the ocean?
It's all the damn plastic, right?
Okay. There are a lot of mammalian species that do dominance rape. The stronger whale overtook a weaker whale. It's prison putting them in their place.
But there's a mammalian protuberance.
Whoa.
Craig White will find it.
That's right.
Bite it off.
Craig has a whale dick dar.
Have you seen how
So
big a
Rex-
whale's penis is? It's huge. Anyway.
Yeah. It's bigger than
Hard to
mine.
keep a straight
Not-
face. isn't it?
Not until I started live streaming with you, asshole.
Yep, there you go.
Wow, that might be the first time I've heard Jason swear like that as well. Like, you don't do that very often. You pull the asshole
We
out.
get
of
him.
it.
We get him riled up.
I strongly disavow Craig's fixation with the mammalian protuberances. We're trying to have a family show here.
He's trying to
And
help me.
any opportunity he has to show us things from National Geographic, he's on it. And just we
Also,
gotta
I respect you showing your intelligence by using a 2-syllable swear word. So
Also,
Well-
everyone in the chat, I keep forgetting to bring this up. Oh, man, now I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it all started with the Loch Ness monster, that allegedly
Yeah,
old sea monsters and pirate tales of like this big sea serpent could have actually just been humpback whales on their back, because apparently they do that. They stick their penis up in the air for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yep. Oh yeah. Go tag me and the common nerd and demand the shroom cast.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I'll watch that.
Me and common nerd have talked about doing a shroom cast, but well, I mean, we're both really busy, so
make sure you don't do that behind my back, because I might think of something clever for that.
Hey, I guarantee you guys, if we do it, like we'll definitely advertise.
Man, so there's this. I wish I remember the name of the band. Like they're like a new age Led Zeppelin. They're really they remind me so much of Zeppelin, but they're a modern band. And last time I did shrooms was several months ago, and me and my buddies went to this concert. Then afterwards, we're hanging out in the hotel room, we're drinking, we're doing shrooms, and we're just listening to music. And we put on this YouTube video of this band, and it lasted. In our minds, it was like a 23-minute video. It was like, we're dying laughing because like half of it's just a guitar solo. It's just the guitarist going crazy, and the lead singer's like looking at the guitarist like, okay, this is still happening. He pulls out a tambourine at one point just so he's doing something. I found that video like 2 weeks ago. I looked at it on YouTube. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I'm obviously sober by this point. I'm like, this is a 9-minute video. Dude, I could have swore it was like a 23-minute song, like a modern Inagata Davida or something. No, it was 9 minutes. We were just blasted.
Fantastic. That's, I got so many great mushroom stories. There was one time I was watching Fear the Walking Dead, and I thought the zombies were beavers. That was fantastic.
I got to see Black Sabbath with all the original members in 1999 on shrooms.
Oh, that's
awesome. Nice. I have a buddy out back that I discovered on a shroom trip this year, actually. His name is Wilbur, and he's a fence. Yeah.
He's an upright guy.
He is. He keeps asking to come inside.
Though, a lot of uncouth jokes.
Don't whitewash your relationship with him.
Well, technically, he's the neighbor's fence, but how.
Don't covet thy neighbor's fence.
Don't covet thy neighbor's fence. But Wilbur and I are friends.
Okay. Good.
So, anyway,
so
Shroomcast. Tag me and Common Nerd on Twitter. Demand the Shroomcast.
For sure.
So Leon, what do you prefer? The solo live stream, the panel shows, cutting the shorts? What do you prefer?
Definitely not the shorts.
Like...
The shorts is my least favorite thing to do on YouTube. Not the shorts. I more do them just out of either I don't know if obligation is the right word, but when I do short, it's oftentimes because I ran into an issue with a regular video, and I was like, I feel like I need to get something out. But yeah, streaming on the panel shows, whether it be being a guest like I am now or running my own show, is my absolute favorite because I feel like the best comedy. Like I grew up watching SNL in the '90s, which was the best era of SNL. You know, like there was just those groups of folks. You know, there was Dana Carvey, Sandler, you know, Farley,
Dan
and like
Aykroyd.
Dennis Miller.
right. And so when I do panel shows, that's sort of the vibe I want to go for. I just want people bouncing their energy off each other, improvising, seeing if we can get the other person to break. And I love doing that. It's a great opportunity to talk with the chat. You know, I love answering the chat. I'm actually doing a little bit less tonight than I normally do, so I apologize, guys. I'm normally typing in the chat pretty frequently when I'm on individual shows, and the solo shows are great because I've only started doing them recently. I think tonight's only the 9th or 10th episode. I do them like I said, once a week, but I have a super chat goal where anytime we hit $100 in super chats, I extend the show by an hour and bring anyone watching on with me, whether a YouTuber or a you know, it doesn't matter. They're a content creator of any sort. I don't care if your mic quality or camera or anything to that effect. But and so you know the people that donated obviously get first dibs because I can hold up like 9 other people, and then after that, just anyone that wants in gets to come on, and we extend the show. It's supposed to be by an hour. Every time it's happened, which I think there's only 2 or 3 times this so far, but the 2 or 3 times it's happened has been like, oh, we end up making this stream go 5 hours. I just enjoy hanging out with people, and it's great to get to have that you know, audio based dialogue as opposed to just through the text, you know, where you've got a character limit. So
Yeah, because things are always misinterpreted. Like, yeah, for sure, it's much better when it's live. Yeah, live interaction.
I mean, it's just hanging out with your friends on the internet and then inviting people to come watch. You know, it's voyeur. I mean, yeah.
No, I love doing it. I really do.
Courtney,
go for it. No,
Courtney, are you saying you want to tip Chris for what he just did?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Didn't think we'd take this direction towards monetization, but it's a free country. So, Chris, if you want to hook up some sort of only Chris thing with Courtney,
only nips,
only nips, you know,
only Chris,
consenting adults, you know, all right, okay, all right.
It's all fun and games till I get a strike.
Obviously I imagine that we all watch a lot of, you know, larger channels, or at least at one point watch a lot of larger channels, and they talk about, you know, the YouTube system. I have found YouTube to be a lot more, they don't care about near as much as I thought they did. I think I dropped the F slur. I'm not going to do it on your guys' show because I don't want to ruin your show, but I'm pretty sure I dropped the F slur literally every stream at least once, and I have never once been dinged.
So they're not out there monitoring. I don't think they're out there surfing and going through people's content. They react to people reporting. So like the bigger your show gets, the more you have bitter, sour, you know, people in the audience who end up sending YouTube complaints, and they clip stuff and send it to them. And when they receive those clips, then they react to it. So I kind of think that's what happens.
And maybe that's the case, but so I'm a regular on Saturday Night Hypnosis, which is if you guys are familiar with that. But I mean, Hypnotic's got over 40,000 subscribers. Which, I mean, I get it. That's no like Critical Drinker or Gary from Nerdrotic, but 40,000, we regularly are getting, you know, 5,000 to 7,000 views on those streams. Wow. And no one is, we've literally never had the stream shut down or you know, they get demonetized, but that's part of the course of that any stream. But I mean, that doesn't mean the super chat's still always there.
I do what any good person does, and I just come up with alternative words like the fajwazi.
And the alternative words are you know, they're fun, especially they're like good and comedic, like that one is. Like Fajwazi is great. I'm probably gonna steal that, just so you know. I'm gonna
absolutely. I'm trying to spread it around, guys. I keep posting it in Melanie Mac's chats because I'm like,
she was, I can imagine.
I'm like, you got it, Fajwazi. That's a thing. It's got to happen.
But yeah, no, I would just like, I would imagine that if something was gonna happen, it probably would have already. Because I mean, the chat has dedicated haters that come in every stream, like, just so you know, we reported this stream, and like, all right, well, we're still here X amount of months, years, whatever it be later, and the channel's only grown, so have fun, kiddo. Like,
yep. Go be sour grapes all you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, honestly, I need a refill on my wine, so by all means.
Honestly, I think I do believe that Joe Rogan being back on YouTube has probably pushed them to back off a little bit, because you're not going to censor Joe Rogan, and if like they do not want him to leave because they're making bukus of bucks off of him being back on YouTube.
I think we've also seen too, like, I'm not going to say woke is gone, like, it very much is active. It's very much alive. It's not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah,
but
Warhammer.
the fear that it first had, the impact that it first had, where if you don't watch my stuff or you criticize my stuff, you're a Nazi bigot, and people go, oh my God, don't call me that. Like, what am I going to do? I apologize. I'm sorry. That has completely like
it's lost so much steam, and that's I mean, it's really amazing to see. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna. That's why I don't like considering myself like a quote unquote anti-woke YouTuber, just because there's I feel like there are YouTubers out there, and I'm now I'll say I don't give a fuck. I'm never gonna go on a show. I bet. Yellow Flash, for example, I don't dislike the guy whatsoever. Like I got no beef with Yellow Flash. However, I also do believe that once you get to a size like his, there is a financial incentive to keep the culture war going. And without the culture war, I don't know what he would do with his channel. Whereas if you look at mine, I have an entire playlist of things that are movie reviews or scripted and edited. I have playlists of analysis videos where I like, here's the top 10 video games need remade, or hey, did Resident Evil rip off Alien? And like scripted, edited shit. If the woke shit ended tomorrow, dude, I'd be A-okay. I would just go to make content that I love and want that celebrates nerd culture. I don't know that some of these other bigger channels would be able to do that or even want to do that. So I don't feel in good conscience that I can make those sort of videos while seeing the state that nerd culture is in right now. So I want that fixed. If wokeness ended tomorrow, I would genuinely be happy. Will my videos do worse? For a time, probably, yeah. But again, the financial incentive doesn't matter to me in the slightest, because that just means we get to have fun being nerds again. Like, we nerds always bitched and moaned and whatnot, but we did it like at the comic shop about can Goku beat Superman, and then we were friends afterwards, you know?
Right.
Well, the thing, like, no, I'm kind of with you on that, and like, obviously, you see the format of our show, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're like,
thanks, Courtney.
Hey, we're gonna bring it lighthearted. We're gonna bring the funny stories. We're gonna have some laughs and everything. We come on Fridays. Start your weekend right. Have a good time, because like I love all the shows that I watch. There's a reason that I watch them. But I have started tuning out more lately whenever it's like, okay, I'm tired of hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, I'm tired of hearing about Warhammer. Okay, I'm tired of hearing about Kotaku.
Star Wars.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I don't even cover Star Wars on my channel anymore. Like, there's rare exceptions. Like when the Star Wars Outlaws game dropped, I started I covered that a little bit, but man, Star Wars was my greatest. It was Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars. Those were my two greatest nerdy loves. And it got to the point where I was doing Star Wars videos all the time, because I really do want to see it fixed. I am a fan, but that's the one franchise where apathy has set in. I'm so this is one of two. The apathy has set in for the MCU.
I think all the true fans, they feel the same.
Being such a massive Star Wars fan that I was, I am surprised that I can't just spit Star Wars lore out anymore, because I have walked away from it almost so completely. I actually, right before we came on, I was trying to catch the season finale or series finale of Bad Batch, but that I lost all that knowledge, because I was like, man, every time I turn this on, it pisses me off, and I just started forgetting.
Right, like I went. So I'm actually not even a full-on Disney Star Wars hater. They're very, very rare, but there's been some good Disney Star Wars stuff. So I'm a big fan of the character Ahsoka. I love the character Ahsoka. So I had my fingers crossed. I wanted that show to be good. I actively watched it. I was trying to do weekly reviews, but it was just not. I hated it. I hated the show, and I hated it because it was one of those few things one of the very few Disney things I was so looking forward to. The Heir to the Empire books trilogy is some of my favorite in Star Wars history. I was so looking forward to Thrawn. Yes. And then I gave up on Ahsoka. I was like 5-6 episodes in, something like that. I was like, I quit. I give up.
The problem is Disney's not even putting out
Hate Farm.
Disney's putting out content that you could basically go to like Disney. Where's that theme park with plastic lightsabers and act it out, and you could pretty much put out the same level of content.
Dude, it's
So,
literally
funny
it's
story
bad
about
fan
that.
fiction.
So I actually, for my honeymoon, we went to Disney World, and me and my ex-wife, and she was a big Star Wars fan. We had a Star Wars themed wedding, and so I did the build your lightsaber thing, and I was so pissed during it because we go in to do the build your own lightsaber, attraction, and the basically the way it works, if you guys haven't done it. You go into this secluded room with a chick that's dressed up as a Jedi, and she's giving you like this lore history. And I'm trying to quote word for word what she said. We all know about the legend of Luke Skywalker, but how many of you know about the greatest, most powerful Jedi to ever live, Rey?
Oh,
And that was what they said before you're supposed to get invested in building your own lightsaber. I couldn't even enjoy building this motherfucker for like $70 or 120, whatever it was. Because I was like, I can't believe that they said the legend of Luke Skywalker diminished Luke like that. And then and this was at Disney World. This is at the official lightsaber building. Like this is supposed to be a licensed product. And it was so disheartening.
So first off, both of those statements are wrong. Revan. Okay. Revan. All right. Moving on.
I too am a big fan of the Knights of the Old Republic. Yes, I agree.
Dude, Revanites all the way. Dude, he's the only one that has been light side, dark side, light side, and then there was the. Well,
I mean,
Greg and I were old
expanded
Republic
universe,
MMO nerds, so we know the little final ending there that I was like, what the fuck?
I think Darth Nihilus is a character that could have been explored a lot better.
Yeah, Nihilus
he
was
entire
freaking
planets.
cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. Dude, Nihilus and Scion.
Yeah.
I liked Scion too. That was cool. Like he held his body together.
Just in general, those games added excellent lore. They were very great for this. I know several people because I was in like late middle school when those games came out, and so I knew a lot of kids that weren't Star Wars fans because the Star Wars was a little bit older by that time. People didn't really like the prequels or whatever because they were wrong, and then those games came out, and it made like teenage gamers just into Star Wars fans.
Dude, it's so crazy because like I really liked the Knights of the Old Republic comic book series with Zane Carrick as the main character or whatever. Freaking awesome. Like great action, good Star Wars, everything, You kind of see the birth of Revan, but like as adjacent, it's like as someone on the outside looking in.
Comics in the mid 2000s were awesome comics. I didn't read the Heir to the Empire novels until relatively recently, within the past few years. I read the Heir to the Empire comic book adaptation growing up, and that's how I knew about Thrawn, and that's how I knew about Heir to the Empire, was because they did so many great comic book adaptations. The Jango Fett comics back then were awesome. With Jasper
I don't
Maria,
understand why they're like, hey, we're gonna make this shit show called Acolyte, when you could literally just be like, hey, we're gonna make a Zane Carrick series.
But I don't want Disney doing that. I'm so jaded.
I agree.
But if it was somebody else, then by all means, and because I was one of those people that I was A-okay with Disney buying Star Wars when it first happened because I was a big Star Wars fan. George Lucas was saying back in the 80s, if he would ever sell to anyone, it would be Disney. And so when that announcement finally came, as a Star Wars fan, I knew my history. A lot of people were bitching. I was like, no. George has been talking about this for 25 years. This is A-okay. Nope. And then I was made a fool.
I agreed. In 2014, that what happened, because I was a really big fan of the books, like more than anything, I've read like 30, 40 of the Star Wars novels, and the continuity was all of. Wait, was that Commando?
Yes, it was. Yeah, hard contact.
Yeah, man, that series.
Yeah, I've got Maul locked down over here somewhere. I've got Heir to the Empire over there. I'm a big fan of the EU.
Yep.
So, like, as being such a big fan of the books and knowing that the continuity was just jacked in the books, and they were like, all right, we're going to throw all that out. And then the first few novels that they released were really good. And they started to clean up what the messy continuity that was in everything. I mean, it was in the comics too, and then Obi-Wan starts having thoughts about being with dudes. And I was like,
well, see, and
what?
like in
What?
2019 through 2021, Timothy Zahn came back and he wrote a Thrawn prequel trilogy.
And
it showed-
he did 2 trilogies.
So if he did 2, then I only read those. Under Disney, he did 2 Thrawn
Yes,
trilogies.
yes. So he did. So the first one is
The
when
Chiss Ascendancy trilogy.
Yeah,
right?
Thrawn going to the Empire and working his way up the ranks. But he
Okay,
did
I've not read that one. I've read
Okay.
the other trilogy, which is like Thrawn back in the Oort Cloud out in wild space, like him as and that trilogy with young Thrawn. I to this day love. Like
Yeah, it was
Disney or not, that is a great book series, and so I still recommend Disney Star Wars haters. I'm like, man, at least read the Timothy Thrawn's Chiss Ascendancy books. They're really good, but one good book series is not enough to justify Disney and all their tomfoolery.
Yep, agreed. Well, guys, it's that time. Jackknife is yelling at us. He's exclamation pointing. Everything. He's
So we're
Thank you for coming, Janice.
So we're at the 90-minute mark with Friday nights. Again, we are here every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We go for 90 minutes. We cover 3 topics with 1 guest. Tonight was Leon with Word Paradise. The link to his YouTube is pinned to this show. It's at the top. Please go over to his YouTube channel, click that link, and subscribe and check it out. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Leon.
Dude, thanks for having me on. I had an absolute blast. This was I mean, I would love to do it again. Also, I need to get you guys on my channel. So I don't know. I already follow Twitter and Mad Ruth. Now we follow each other. Chris, if you're on Twitter, I don't follow you, but I absolutely will.
At Chris Faction.
At Chris, perfect. And I will. Yeah, I would love to get you guys, Jason. Obviously, I'll get you back at some point soon. I'll need to get you guys on the show because, assuming you're able to, I have a very weird time slot for my Monday show. But either way, it was great. Thank you so much for having me on. And anyone that's watching, if you guys are going to be up late tonight in 2 hours and 45 minutes, I'll be streaming my Friday night show. So
Nice,
guys.
Awesome.
If you can stay up late, I can't. I have to go to work early tomorrow.
So, my closing note, I want to mention that our friend here, Mad Ruth, he's like at 295 or 296 subscribers. Please, if you're watching, this show is simulcast on my channel and his channel, but it's really his channel, his show. Please like and subscribe because we want to get him over to the 300 mark. And then it's on to 400, on to 500, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
and do us a favor, tweet that link out or exit out. Wait, that doesn't sound right. All right.
I appreciate you saying that, Jason, but I would not have a show without you and Chris. Like, I would not be entertaining by myself. So we are.
That's true. You're not entertaining by yourself.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know that. It would be
like a really cool unboxing.
It'd be Whale.
Figures.
It'd be Whale Dig Daily. Whale Dig Daily. That'd be what the show would
just whale porn all the time.
You go. It's scientific. It's biology.
Dude,
Man,
to be fair,
whales
Whale
can't
Dig Daily seems like you will attract a lot of like young 20-year-old college girls to your channel. Like,
it's true. I have a bit of like sort of furry action going on. Who knows?
That's next thing you know, Justin Belmont's just always on your channel. Man, poor whales.
We love you.
All right, everyone. Have a great Friday, and if you can, go check out Leon's show in 2.5 hours.
And remember, whales can't jerk off.
So Spider-Man got bit by a spider, and then he turned into Spider-Man. And I got bit by a seagull, and now I am Seagull Boy.